Okay, now it's recording. I forgot to start the video that I'm going to post after the roundtable on YouTube and online so that you can use it in your own organizations if you like. Let me just... Okay. All right, thank you. So, once again, thanks for joining. Okay, so just repeat. July 28th, 2016, Roundtable 7, our rounded headquarters. Definitions: rounded headquarters. Urban and suburban sprawl in terms of global reach today and what was learned yesterday. And again, I'll be reading talking points that I've written out into 3 few-minute segments and then invite experts or anyone concerning business to join in on discussions. Okay. So the first talking points, they're back. Just picture the view of the landscape as it passes by you in windows as you roll down the road to your new work office. Some helipad down, so imagine the vast green surround coming closer and more into real right there. Step into the planes, what to do. A corporation's made of individuals. We forget that. But let's remember the whole is the sum of its parts. The individual encounter must be same as the corporation's encounter. The many reasons for a move all amount to upheaval. Upheavals bear change and learning opportunity, but also nostalgia and a longing for what was left. What happens internally and externally to a corporation when they decide to go back to the city, as so has been a latest? So before we discuss that, a quote from the Bible, actually. The outgoings of the morning. Okay, so now we'll take a 10-minute discussion on Periscope, but for those using the video, can pause now for a 10-minute discussion in their own organization. Okay. 10 minutes to discuss our rounded headquarters. First talking points, the return, and what happens when they return from suburb to city, which has been a latest trend for corporations' headquarters based in America. Oh, great. So, okay, I'm going to try to read that. Aqua joined. I can't. And I've not chatted yet on Periscope, so bear with me because I'll have to learn how. I'm not sure exactly how, but I know if you put something up, I can read it. I think so. I think it'll just come up as a chat thing, and then I'll be able to answer, or someone else can answer. And well, we can all read everyone else's messages there. So feel free to join in. If not, I'll just go on to the next segment. Okay, thanks. I'll just go on to the next segment, which is second talking points, tariff or toll. Okay, some of our top U.S. companies now save billions of dollars by moving their home base across borders or up to Canada. We don't have to imagine long the repercussions on our economies here and their ripple effects. But what about the effect on the company itself? The company then feels what? Privileged, entitled, snarky, or guilt, or just plain efficient and resolute to net bottom line. There's also shifts in divide of a company and where to locate their players. A Crain's Chicago Business article, The Incredible Shrinking Headquarters by Claire Bushy, describes the recent tendency to move with only a semblance of a company's home environment, sometimes just the top of the corporate pyramid, just a few executives when migrating to Chicago. Vital to cities, headquarters benefit economic development of a locale, so their moves, micro or massive, in how much of their company they bring, have consequence, sure, but this may be the best going forward. It may be better. A better some than none approach may be called for. Can a bit of both, agility and concentration of smaller size skip-offs, if you will, be a great solution for business in the 21st century? A consequential outcome being more agile just by size, determining new situations to locate new structures, hopefully will even equal a lighter footprint everywhere. Okay, so before we discuss that, an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. So now 10 minutes to discuss our rounded headquarters second talking points. Can agility become a value to headquarters in the 21st century? Okay, so now for the video, they can pause and we can have a discussion on Periscope. And so one of the things that is interesting to think about is that usually our headquarters are in massive buildings, massive parks, you know, where everyone is, the whole corporate structure. And so as much as things have changed with, you know, internet, we're not confined to any place intellectually, which I talk about that later. But the same change can come as we have changes in mobility going forward. And but I wrote down a talking point I wanted to talk about in that. So yeah, the dollar drive to gain money saved from taxes, and that is a big pulling point for businesses to leave the suburbs or leave the cities or even go abroad. But the benefits actually to all, not just to where they're going, but well, let me just go on. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I don't see anyone talking, so I'm going to go and read the next segment because I kind of skipped a little bit. So the third talking points, fractured art technique. I think our problem is mobility. We need probably to allow ourselves to see our companies in many parts, fluid and flexible. This is the new age. We're not bound intellectually anymore to one particular quarter of the world. We can go anywhere with just a click of a finger. Our transport, not so adept. Nothing much has changed with our cars and caravans, but the elite have it going already, with many places to call home. At the skip of a plane, they're off to another region even, without even a thought. When our world catches up, when our world catches up, we'll be less apt to think of where a headquarters is, but what comprises a headquarters. Think of fractured art like some of Pablo Picasso's works. I know when I was facing an upheaval with my son from Connecticut back to New York in 2006, and homeschooling to soften some of the blow from school to school, since the situation we were moving into was going to be temporary. I had him start a fractured art technique where you draw an abstract drawing that shows breaks and restarts all on one page. It was a lesson in acceptance, mastery, and connection. Can executives start by thinking differently? Perhaps drawing things out, seen from above. Before we talk, from a quote from J.F. Carney found in Roget's International Thesaurus, printed 1946. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. Okay, so lastly, we'll take 10 minutes to discuss. I hope people will join in to discuss our rounded headquarters. Third talking points, sky speedsters and delivery drones. Because I was picturing in the future when we can just be have solo planes and stuff like that. I mean, who knows? But they already have a lot on Pinterest I've seen with single person drones and things like that. So I think it's going to become more relevant for corporations to think in terms of, headquarters being flexible and agile instead of such monstrous footprints on a space, which sometimes is good. We like pillars in our communities, but that says I love New York. Yep, me too. So, oh, they might not be in New York. So where are you? Where are you coming in from? Oh, somebody else joins. Hello. Okay, so if anyone has anything to add, I'd love to hear it. Okay. Show outfit? Well, I'll go get my jacket and I'll start wrapping it up. Okay. All right. All in black. Okay, so thank you for joining in, and I hope next time, because we have roundtables each month from it's usually the third or fourth Thursday in the month. So it's 20 after 5, and it usually will be starting at 5. Oh, or actually 5:15. I'm so sorry. I started this one early at 5. But I usually will be starting at 5:15 and we end at 6. Okay, so please try to join in, and we'll see you next time. And also, I'm taking ideas for the next roundtable. So look for us on our Facebook page, New York Gold Tours on Facebook, and you can add any ideas and suggestions for future roundtables, business relevancies. Okay, thanks so much. Take care all, and best of luck to everyone. Okay, it's not starting. Okay.